Increasing speculation the US and UK could intervene in Libya with the use of force. President Obama said he's keeping all options open and is ready to act if the crisis deepens. Washington has already increased its military presence in the region. Well, for more on the situation, let's cross live to RT's Paula Sleer. Paula, how realistic is a military invasion of Libya by NATO's allies?
Well, I'm standing here on the border crossing between Tunisia and Libya at Ras El Jadir, and there certainly is a growing sense here that as the situation in Libya deteriorates, so too does the possibility for foreign intervention grow. Now, the US President Barack Obama, in his strongest words so far against the Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi, said that Gaddafi had lost all legitimacy to rule and must step down. He also said that he had approved the use of American military equipment to assist in the evacuation of Egyptian and other refugees from Libya. Now, there is concern here on the ground, as there is in the international community, that as the situation deteriorates under the guise of humanitarian assistance, the United States, the UK and other players who are motivating for some kind of intervention will go ahead with it. The responsibility to protect is a very selective principle. Just a week ago, 29 demonstrators, they were peaceful demonstrators, were killed in Iraq by a government that is being propped up by thousands of American troops. At the same time, there have been demonstrations in Bahrain for weeks now where authorities have been firing tear gas and shooting on protesters. The United States has not come out and said anything about this, many people suspecting because it has the headquarters of its Fifth Fleet there. Now, the argument that the international community has a responsibility to get involved and stop Gaddafi from firing at his people does not hold that much weight when you need to remember that while hundreds of Libyans have been killed, just a few weeks ago when 300 Egyptians had been killed, the response at that time from Washington was for restraint on both sides and not for any kind of international intervention. Libya has the largest oil reserves in Africa. At the same time, European energy companies are invested deeply here. This is why many in the international community suspect that the reasoning behind those in the international community calling for some kind of intervention is motivated by personal reasons rather than anything else.
I think the international community should actually keep well away from what is going on in the Middle East. The people of the region, in Tunisia, in Egypt, in Bahrain and all these places, have shown with great courage exactly how you do get rid of dictators, and they have to be allowed to do this in Libya. The international community, after all, are the people who backed Hosni Mubarak right till the very end. They're the people who sold Gaddafi arms and weapons which he's now using against his own people, and it's simply a fact that you cannot trust them to intervene. We've already seen in Iraq, we've already seen in Afghanistan the terrible mess that the Americans and the British have made, and they really should not be even thinking about trying to intervene in any way here.
Now, the latest word from Washington is that they are not ruling out a no-fly zone. This is in contrast to what the Pentagon chief said a short time ago. He said that doing this would be an act of war. It would require the bombing of Libya's air defenses. The latest word from President Obama also was that they were considering all options on the table. Washington, of course, has asked British special forces who are in Libya to secure several tons of mustard gas and other potential chemical weapons that are thought to be in the country.
Now, Paula, what's the situation now in the region?
Well, violence has continued throughout the day today, Friday. The government troops have been firing on rebel forces, particularly in the east of the country. Rebel leaders say that they will not give in until Gaddafi steps down. The latest word from Gaddafi, he is as defiant as ever. He says that he is going nowhere. In a short time, Friday prayers will begin and then they will finish. And in several countries around North Africa and the Middle East, there have been calls for protesters to take to the streets. Today has been dubbed a day of rage, and we expect demonstrations and clashes, particularly around the capital city of Tripoli. Here at the border, at the moment, it is closed. The last time it was open was last night, Thursday. 35,000 Bangladeshi came through. As I'm talking to you, there are about 60,000 people here. They simply don't know where they're going or what they're doing. And the latest word we hear is that there is complete uncertainty as to when this border will be opened and what indeed will happen here in the coming few hours.
OK, Libya, many thanks. Many thanks for keeping us updated there. RT's Paula Sleer there reporting from the Libya-Tunisia border.